Hey, it's B-Rad Celebrity Hairstylist here, your host of the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast, a platform that allows the voices of the beauty industry to empower with the spoken word. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Today's episode is a special edition highlighting the main stage presenters, educators, and vendors of the 2024 Beauty Trade Show of the Great Smoky Mountains, sponsored by Hair Life. Today's guest is no stranger to the beauty industry. Let's take a quick, deep dive into today's show. Let's welcome the incredible guest, Kimberly Loomis. I hope I got your name right.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
So do you prefer Kimberly or do you prefer Kim?
Um, Either or.
Either
Kimberly.
or. It's easy for me to remember because my sister's name is Kimberly. So,
All great people are named
so
Kimberly.
we're already hitting. I already have brownie points right from the beginning. So, I want to say welcome to today's empowerment podcast, Kimberly. And so, as we jump in, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah. So my name's Kimberly Loomis. I'm located in Columbus, Ohio. I've been licensed for 20 years now. I've been independent for 15. I own a cruelty-free, vegan, gender-neutral, sustainable salon in Columbus, Ohio. And I also own Free Your Mind Education. I've been very blessed in this industry. I've done everything from working on magazines and photo shoots and lead for New York Fashion Weeks and international with brands as an educator. And I help mentor beauty school students and a little bit of everything. And I am a face of Sola Salons and top 100 most influential stylist from Modern Salon. So a little bit of everything.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that we have so much in common, and I can't wait to get you on one of our regular shows coming up. We'll let everybody know, but just the industry itself and having so much passion and having so much exuberance still after, even 20 years. Like most people that go to school, they're lucky if they do it a year or do it 5 years and then they get burnt out. So,
Yeah.
but when you first heard of the 2024 beauty trade show, the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, what did you think?
I was so excited. And I know, like, that's been my lifelong goal of 20 years ago when I got into this industry. I knew I wanted to leave it a little bit better than how I found it. And so I've really worked hard over the last 20 years to do that. And I think the best way to do that is through knowledge and empowering each other and sharing knowledge with each other. And so once I was connected with Hair Life and the hair show, what better way to do it than to just support babes, right? Like you'll always hear me say is babe supporting babes and just really helping our industry from younger stylists that are just getting into this industry and help revitalizing like stylists that's already been into this industry as long as I have and possibly even longer.
And it's like education is so important. And I think too, we
Mhm.
need to mold these young minds. We need to, because I see in a lot of groups, people say, I'm a baby stylist. Which makes me want to cringe. But you're a stylist. You've gone to school, you've graduated, you got your license. New stylist is fine, but I think we have to really understand who we are in the industry. And you with the Free Your Mind education and Sola too, I believe they're also big on education. They have big events every year. They do all that kind of stuff. So in your opinion, how important is education for our industry?
I think that education is what's going to keep our industry alive. 100%. I think it's even now we see our industry constantly growing because of social media. Like the turnover is so fast and vast of information. Like no one can ever know everything, right? And sharing, tips and tricks and ways to, work faster behind the chair or how to manage money and how to be financial, independent and have more financial literacy from business classes to hands-on technical classes. I 100% think that that's what's going to keep this industry alive and keep us growing as an industry to be more professional, be more elevated as a whole. Um, I don't think we could get anywhere without education.
Exactly. And we need that because everybody thinks I learned what I learned in school. I know everything I need to know. But obviously that's not true. And you know, as an educator, that you can't just leave school and open up a salon, or you
Yeah.
can't, or a lot of them too, because now it's huge. The same, I'm in Canada. We have Sola here as well. But it's like they think I can be a sweet booth renter just right from school. They don't have any clientele. They don't have any experience. Like I know when I went to school, they didn't teach you much about business. They didn't teach you much about numbers, about money, about overhead. You know, I think we had one little chapter on electricity, and then it's like, you know, your voltage for your your outlets, and basically all we learned about business in school was location, location, location. So as long as you're in the right location, people will come. But then again, also when they come in, you have to really know, you have to be really service oriented, you have to be really people oriented, you have to really know your numbers. Because I think one big thing, and going back to groups, is people say, well, what do you charge for a balayage? The thing is, you can't just assume somebody's numbers are going to be the same as yours. Your level is different. Are they a top leading, you know, rock star stylist who is a celebrity stylist? Do they live in LA? Are you from a small town? What's your overhead? What do you buy your products for? What is it? It's not just how much do you charge for a haircut. I've been maybe doing hair, you know, 3.5 decades. Somebody's been doing hair for 1 year. Our prices are going to be different because our experience is different. Or you could be doing hair 35 years, but you could be doing the same thing every year for 35 years. Does that
Yeah.
make you more experience? You have some input on that, Kimberly?
Yeah, and I think, you know, like my education, for your mind education that's coming up, I kind of have three main classes that build upon each other. You can go to them individually, or you can go to all three of them. And it's kind of like an easy roadmap to help, you know, support you or to get you started. And I think a huge thing of going out is you have to understand who you are. What is your brand? What are you branding to? What is the type of clients? How do you find those clients? And then once you get those clients, how do you elevate that experience to make sure you retain those clients and make sure that those clients are coming back and you're staying booked, as well as, you know, getting the reviews that you're looking to get. And you said it best of like really understanding your numbers and your expenses, because that's where, especially as an independent for 15 years, I've seen a lot of people go south very quickly because there is a
Mhm,
lot of, you know, types of clients, right? Are you low balling clients? Do you have higher
mhm,
elevated clients? And, you know, the key of understanding price points, it goes to your cost. So, what is your expenses with the value that you are, you know, giving to your clients? Like you said, are you going to classes? Are you elevating your experience? Are you elevating your mind and your knowledge? And then how much like time and the type of clients that you have, to all that goes into a formulation to even understanding pricing. Like you
mhm.
just can't really go in and be like, oh, I'm going to price what everyone else is pricing. Well, you don't know what type of products they're using. You don't know what their overhead is. And people fall short very quickly doing that. And then they're in debt. And it's sad because I've watched so many stylists leave the industry
Mm.
when it wasn't necessary. And they could have been really amazing, you know, beauty pros, whether if it's hair, skin, or nails, and they just didn't have the right knowledge and education given to them to help support them. So that's why I started For Your Mind Education.
And that's amazing. And you hit it right on point when you said, like, they basically, when you're putting your brand out, it has to be authentic to you. Like a lot of people say, I'm just going to do everyone.
Yeah.
Well, don't do everyone. If you don't like doing kids cuts, don't promote a family type salon. If you only love doing blondes, really know who your avatar is, and not just the avatar. Okay, it's going to be a family or a general. Like, yes, we're going to do females. Okay, we're going to do a female who's what financial bracket is she in? How old is she? What type of services does she have done? Do we offer services that this avatar or this client would want? Like there's more to it than just build it, they will come. They may come, but they may not return. if
Yeah. And
you're
you,
Go ahead. Yeah.
And you want clients that will grow with you. You want clients that, like, you spend all this time and energy on to build that relationship, to build that trust, because that doesn't come easy. You want them to be able to grow with you over the years, so that way your job is not constantly
Mhm.
recruiting new clients. And um like you said, you have to be authentic, because they will literally see through that. Your clients will see through that.
Mhm.
And if you sell yourself as someone online different than you sell yourself someone in the salon environment,
Mhm.
then they're definitely not going to stay. So being clear on who you are as a brand and your exact target client is will just help set you up for success in the end.
And that's exactly it. And something you said, Kimberly, it's about relationships. It's about relationships with these people. These people aren't just numbers in your till. These people are your livelihood. So I would change a mindset or how you phrase things. Oh, it's my 9 o'clock. Oh, it's my highlight. No, this person has a name who's investing in you, who's going to tell their friends, who's going to be an advocate for you, who's going to say, you need to go to this salon because they are the best I've ever, seen. Like,
Yeah.
people don't realize they're just like, because it's the same. There's probably a whole world we can go into, but even simple things like rebooking, recommending proper products, that's your job as a stylist, to use everything in your arsenal toolbox to give them. And if you're not doing them, you're doing them a disservice by not rebooking them, by not offering products. And it's not about I'm selling somebody something. You're always recommending. In my shop, we always recommended. We never sold anybody. People love to buy, but they hate being sold to. Soon as you say, but to me, I would put it in their hand. I would let them smell it. I would let them feel it. I would let them use as many senses as you can. And that starts from the time they walk in, even when they walk by. Are your stylists outside smoking a cigarette in front of the shop? How is reception? Do you have a receptionist? Is it whoever's close to the phone is going to grab it and everybody keeps looking at you because your station is right by the front desk? Like, there's so much, a whole world. I did a 13-part series. It was called Changing the Hairdresser from the Inside Out. And we kind of go all into this and the internal stuff and yeah, I'm just so excited that you're on.
Yeah,
I'm just,
I
my mind's
know.
going.
Thank
It's
you.
like, I need you back because we got to talk
I'm
about
like,
all this stuff.
the one thing I talk about is, like, trying to simplify it, because there is so much going on, right? We're like trying to talk about retail and educating our clients. Like, if you educate your clients on, like, just the basic simple shampoo and conditioner you're using and why they need it, and you're you're fixing a problem that they're looking to have fixed,
Mhm.
then it sells for themselves, right? And so I talk about that a lot in my Elevating the Client Experience, where I break down the main touch points throughout the whole entire 360 service, right? From booking to rebooking and everything in between, and how to just elevate each level, to build you for success without having to do 10 extra steps when it's not necessary. And you can really focus on what you need to focus on, so you're not so all over the place and you have
Mhm.
a flow, right? It's like anything, like a journey. If your path is clear and you're walking on it and you have a very clear understanding where you're going, you're more likely to take that path again. But if you walk on a path and it's like cluttered and it's all over the place and it's spontaneous and it's you're not going to probably go on it again. So your clients, when they come into your salon, rather if it's hair, skin, or nails, they're looking for a very clear journey and understanding of what they're getting, how they're getting it, and what you're able to, I don't want to say fix, but
Mhm.
if you're able to help them with whatever they're looking to be helped with.
Exactly. And that's what our job is, I think, is to, offer solutions, because that's mainly what we're doing for people. They come in with a problem, we discuss it, we use everything we have, and then we create that solution. And even if, say, if you have somebody with color, you're always creating a solution, because they're going to have fading from the sun. They went away on vacation. So there's always something we need to do. And what came to mind as you were talking, there's truth in the saying, work smarter, not harder. And that doesn't mean about being lazy, but if you're smart and you offer the best service to the clients that come in, to me, really, money comes through service. So that's how it works for me. So if you're money oriented and you're saying, well, this is going to be this much from this person, you're not going to succeed. If you can say, how can I serve and give solutions and give this person the best experience, because you're having an exchange of energy, you're creating that relationship, right? That people don't realize there's so much more. Like us, when we first started way back when, barbers used to be doctors. They used to use the leeches to let blood,
Yeah.
and that's how we started. But we're also a psychiatrist. We're also their best friend. But it's knowing all those lines, but still being professional and still treating every client in your chair with respect.
I
Like,
love that. That's something that was told to me when I first got out of beauty school. I was always like the older stylist, right? I was like, what would you tell your younger self? Like, what would you know? And there was a couple good, like, little nuggets of knowledge, but the one that I actually go back and tell the beauty school students, because they asked me the same thing. And I said, the best advice I ever got was to treat your last client with the same energy and respect that you treated your first client of
mhm,
the day with. Because they don't care if you've had the worst day. They don't care if you haven't ate or you haven't, went to the
mhm,
restroom, or, your last client yelled at you, or you've cut someone's bangs too short that day, right? Because to them, that's the first time they're seeing you that day.
mhm.
Or obviously in 6 weeks or whatever. And so it's their time, and to just treat every client with the utmost respect and energy, because, like you said it best, we exchange energy. Like, you see it all the time of, if someone's having a bad day and takes it out on you, you're kind of like, oh, like, it's hard to shake that off. But if you're having a bad day and someone has went above and beyond, right, and just that bright light of energy,
Mhm.
then you start picking up and having like the best day ever. And just being more aware of how we exchange energy. Like, it's a proven fact that it is a real thing. And just supporting each other and supporting your clients and giving them the best overall experience possible.
Yeah, and energy itself is contagious, because if somebody's way,
Yeah.
and you should be the person that's bringing them up, not you the bring everybody down sort of thing. And that's one thing I'll talk to you about on another podcast. But this is how trauma gets created,
Yeah.
because when you're tired, like you said, they're paying for the time, they're paying for the service, but it's not really the service. They're paying for your time to be attentive to them. And that's
Yeah.
really what they want. And if they want to talk about themselves for the hour, 2 hours, half an hour, that's what you talk about. You know what I mean? It's incredible that we really have to, going back to the being authentic, you really have to know who you are as a stylist, who you are as a person, who you are as a brand, because we all wear many hats. Because a lot of times when we leave the salon, we're somebody's spouse, we're somebody's parent, we're somebody's, something to somebody, and we get spread. And that's a thing, because you can't help others if your reservoir is empty. You can't
Yeah.
give anymore. And no, even though you think this client's been coming to me for 5 years, it's okay if I'm just exhausted and I just tell them, hey, I don't really feel like doing 100% for you. You don't mind, right? The client's going to say, yeah, that's okay. But when they leave, they're going to view you now differently, and they may not come back as often because
Well,
you're
could
not
you
giving
imagine going
100%.
to like the doctor's office and him be like, yeah, I'm tired today. I just don't feel like giving you 100%. And then, oh, here's $1,000 bill. Like,
Hmm.
we're
Exactly.
fighting to be more elevated as a profession. Like, we have to start elevating how we react
Yeah.
and how we treat our clients.
Well, and same, going the next level up. What about a surgeon?
Yeah.
I was out last night. I played late. I played golf late with the guys. You know what I mean? How about
I
half?
had one too many drinks last night, and you're
Exactly.
like,
How about
and
half a
you're gonna do
lobotomy?
surgery?
But that's really important too, because for me, with my staff were never allowed to gossip. My staff had to be 100% attentive to the client, and they always had to be 100%. And as somebody being on stage, we always have to be
Mhm.
100%, regardless of how we feel. I've been on
Yep.
stage where literally I go behind the flats, the things, I'm like lying on the ground because I'm dying. But literally, you go out, you do your thing, you give your best, you have the energy, which is still you. But
Mhm.
and that's the biggest shift, is how you hold your body. Like
Yeah.
if you're feeling like this, you're going to sound like that. You're going to, and that's, but if your shoulders are back, your body is open, you give a different representation.
Mhm.
But as we kind of go on, I know you'll be offering different segments of education. So
Mhm.
what will you be sharing at the show as a main stage presenter and an educator? And what will your attendees learn?
Yeah, so I actually have a wide range of education that I am heading I'm giving out, giving away, teaching, educating, however you want to word it.
Mhm.
So my main stage is from 2:45 to 3:30 on Sunday, June 30th, and we're talking about all things of understanding your expenses. So we talk about different types of pricing, different types of clients. We talk about the formula for pricing, how to become a six-figure stylist easily, and how $10 can actually cost you over $16,000 a year. And we break
Wow.
all of this down for you guys to have a better understanding of that numbers are not scary. It's crazy because so many stylists are like, oh my gosh, I hate numbers and I hate math and all that wonderful thing. But like, it's crazy because we use math all day. So, like, it's just that you weren't educated in the right numbers to understand. And then from there, I have building your brand, same June 30th, classroom A from 5 to 6. And this is where we dive deep into actually understanding who you are as a brand. We help build your brand out in class. I simplified the 9 brand pillars. And you actually kind of build your brand in class and understand who your clients are and how to target them, and how to be more authentically you. And then on Sunday, or Monday, the first, I have leveling up your client experience, where we actually touch point on how to stay booked, how to retain clients, how to get the reviews you want, in all 360 of the touch points of the client experience, and how to elevate each point of the experience. And that is 12:45 to 1:45 in classroom C. And then understanding your expenses, where we dive deeper into the classroom. And that is from 2:30 to 3:30 in classroom A. And we actually help you build out your prices in class. So understanding and breaking down your expenses so you understand what your price per minute is. And I know that sounds so crazy, but if you don't understand how much it costs you per day that just walking into the salon, then you're probably already selling yourself short, from making sure that you have financial literacy and financial independence. So we have from building your brand, elevating your client experience, and understanding your expenses, all within a 2-day class from main stage to classroom.
Wow, I'm so excited. I want to take all your classes and I'll be at my booth, so I won't be able to, but you'll see me around interviewing people and stuff like that. But everybody, if you get a chance, if you haven't signed up for Kimberly's classes, do that, because I think they're probably all the spots are almost gone, I believe.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
understanding expenses classroom is
Mm.
pretty much almost completely booked out. There's only a couple tickets left, and the other ones are almost full as well. So
Yeah.
I would say book your classes sooner than later, because I think there's only 30 seats in each
Yep.
class and they're almost gone.
Yeah, and that in itself is incredible once you can get that knowledge. As I say, if you can get a chance to get somebody who has the knowledge, and I really love, because everybody's like, "What's your hourly?" I love that you say, "What's your minute?"
Mhm.
Because the big question, and this is one thing I have an issue with, people say, "Charge what you're worth." And it's killing their businesses because they're
Mhm.
over evaluating,
Yeah.
and overcharging. But if you really know the numbers rather than pulling something out of thin air, that really makes a big difference. So I think what you teach too does go hand in hand, because you should know who are you, who are you servicing, what's your clientele,
What's
how
your
much do you
value?
need to make exactly, and you need to know what's your overhead, not just for the shop but just in life. What kind of
Yep.
life do you want to have? And or do you need to up your skills in order to have that, to
Yep.
charge, you know what I mean? Because yes, some stylists charge $5,000 for a haircut, and I know them. Some charge 15 bucks for a haircut or 7 bucks for a haircut. What's the difference? They're still getting a haircut. So I think it's that relationship and that experience. That's what takes you from 15, 7 to 5,000.
Yep.
We all went to school, we all took the same training, But what happened from that time, because I trained with the world champion for 2 years with my license under Sassoon system, and he said it takes 3 to 5 years to start to get good.
Yeah.
And when I went to a job interview, we had to bring in 8 models. So that it wasn't like you just come in, they're like, pick a chair, there you go. It was like intense. And with my shop, we're big on competition. I did 8 years of competition. I did platform, I did stage, I did education, film, video, runway. Like I've done it. I've been a multi-salon owner. I've done it all, podcast. I wrote 3 books. So, I have a list of, and that's not to toot my own horn, and it's not bad if you do, but I think it's good to people realize the people that you can meet just by
Yeah.
creating relationships at these shows, going to classes. You never know what's going to form from that, and how much people have that you don't know anything about, that you can connect with them. So you've left us with a lot of nuggets already. Like our time is like we're like a double episode. It's great.
Of course.
So you've left us with so many nuggets of gold already, Kimberly. Any nuggets of gold you would like to impart to our audience?
Ooh, believe in yourself. I know that's so vast, but really believe in yourself. And if you really want to grow in this industry, it's you have to put yourself out there. And one way of doing it is to come to events and introduce yourself. You'd be so shocked on how many incredible big name artists that you see, or artists that you have no idea who you're standing beside. Um, and they're listening to you and you can connect with them, and those build that relationship. And then later on down the road, you have no idea how entwined your life will be, because you'd be shocked on how small this industry actually is. So believe in yourself, do it. If it's something you really, really want, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's amazing. Yeah, step out of your comfort zone, and
Yes.
and I think every educator has value. Even if you
100%.
go and you get one nugget of something, whether it's somebody asking a question or you get brave enough to put up your hand and ask a question, somebody wants to know. If you're probably thinking it, somebody else probably wants to know too. But just I've learned already so much from you today in our short time here. Like I'm still buzzing. So
Thank you.
I'm real, I'm authentic. Like I
Yeah.
have no filter. But
Listen,
uh,
I am 100% here for that, Brad.
yeah, awesome, awesome. So, if people want to find you, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find me at just Kimberly Loomis on Instagram. And then for education, to follow all things education, and upcoming shows and classes will be just at Free Your Mind Education on Instagram. And if you guys have any questions or you just want to reach out, don't hesitate to just DM me or ask me anything. I'm 100% here to help you guys. So don't be scared. I love Friends, and I'm all about babes supporting babes. You'll hear me talk about it all the time. So,
But I love that. I love that you're an educator or just a person in general where people can reach out,
mhm,
because people say, talk to my team, or they're unavailable, or like where if people message you, they'll hear a
it's
response
me.
back.
Yeah.
As I say, if it's something you can do or you can probably suggest. But that's the amazing thing. And this is why we're kind of doing this as well. That if people really don't know who the educators are at the 20 Smoky Mountain show, they get a chance to kind of meet you before they meet you in person. And if you
Yeah.
get a chance or classes are full, I think they can probably grab you somewhere at the show and say, hey, I saw you on the podcast. I was at your class. I need to know more about this. You'd be more than happy. And you really fulfill your motto of supporting, because you've
Yeah.
done it with the show, you've done it with me, you've done it with, so I've seen firsthand that you really put your you walk your talk, right?
Yeah.
You any words that you say, you really put them into action. And that's one big thing. If I left for people, always take action, because nothing happens without it.
Yep. Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I want to say thank you, Kimberly. So the 2024 Beauty Trade Show of the Great Smoky Mountains, show tickets and info can be found at hairlife.shop and use the code SHOW24, so SHOW24, for a special discount. This episode of the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast 2024 Beauty Trade Show of the Great Smoky Mountains Special Edition has been brought to you by Beauty Industry Cruises, powerful education and beautiful destinations. Check them out at www.beautyindustrycruises.com. And remember to get up, dress up, show up wonderfully and powerfully, and we'll see you next time.